Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Halloween, October 31st here. It's a beautiful morning. Can you believe it's going to go to, if I keep my hands out of the way, can you believe it's going to go to 80 degrees here in Pittsburgh? Anyway, this is Secondhand Dan coming to you from the penny pincher thrift store land. And I thought we'd do a unboxing. I bought something. I've never worked with one of them, never owned one of them. So this is going to be interesting. Some people might just say, it's just a toy. Well, I think I'm going to make some money with it. If nothing else, I'm going to have some fun with it. So let's take a look at what I got here. Let's do the unboxing. Well, it's out of the box. It came in this box, but a box came in that box, and it's over here, right here. Does anybody know what that is before I even unbox it? All right, well, let me pick this thing up and put it out there on a table where we can get lots of light and open her up. All right, all right, all right. Here it is in the box. It probably weighs about 25 pounds. Let's cut it open. Box is a little bulgy. Means I didn't waste any space packing it in here. Hopefully it means they put a lot of protective styrofoam and stuff around it. Okay, start off with the paperwork. Propane melting furnace kit. Full stainless steel. And it is capable of handling 6 kilograms. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but across the street they're working on a row house over there, and they got their music going. Not my favorite kind of music, but I guess it's a free country. It's the right hours if you're going to do it. At least it ain't the middle of the night. Okay, so propane melting furnace. Very elementary as far as what's going on here. For people who can't read, they got a lot of pictures. You got the furnace, the crucible, the regulator, the Teflon tape, tongs, burner. All right, let's get this out of the box. There is a nice block of styrofoam around it. Nothing on the top though. You can see where that was pushing up, but lid lifts right off. There's a hole in it. This is your flame resistant insulation. There's the brand name anyway. Nelly Row. All right. I bought this particular one without anybody's endorsement or advisement. I just studied for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Looked at the star ratings. Okay, here's the regulator. Now, I bought this thing because I have something that I immediately want to melt down. My first effort to melt down something. We'll probably do the melting down in another video, but this is for melting precious metals. Brass, copper, gold, silver. Silver is what it's actually kind of stuck in there. Man, I got to pull these sides out first. Well, let's take the, okay, feels ceramic. I wasn't expecting that. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe that goes on top of the crucible while it's in the furnace. This here is what's known as the crucible. This thing is pretty much guaranteed not to melt unless you throw it into the sun or a volcano. But I believe it is graphite. You see me working on a stainless steel surface right here. This is something that I picked up from across over my neighbor's place there, the Happy Mini Mart. And it was sitting out on the front of their sidewalk in front of their store, and I said, "What's up with that?" They said, "If you want it, you can have it." So I think it's a pretty nice cabinet. Make a great workbench, but I probably have more than enough workbenches inside my building right now. I even have one out there underneath that black rubber tarp for outside projects. So, nice cabinet. I actually listed it on the marketplace. You know, if somebody wants to buy it, I'll give it up, because otherwise I have to keep an eye on it. You know, the weather is going to attack it. You know, winter is coming, rain's coming, of course, and snow. So it's only going to diminish its looks and value if it sits out here for too long. I thought I'd make an ideal workbench for my son if he had his own house. But right now, he's still trying to get a house. We were looking at one a week ago, and we said, yeah, this is a good one. And it was listed for $125, and I said, yeah, go ahead and bump up the asking price, and he did that, and he did not get the house. So somebody either offered a greater price, or they had less contingencies. My son had, contingencies. That means I'll buy it at what I'm offering you if, it passes muster. And his contingencies were that, his bank would have to approve it, and that there was no major issue unbeknownst to my son, like the sewer stuffed up or the air conditioner is wiped out. All right, well, we're getting to the bottom of the box here. Nice thick heavy cardboard box. I might need this. I've got something that's cast iron I'm listing that I want to ship out if it sells. All right, this here is the burner jet. I believe this will go into there, and this then goes into here. Wing nut to hold it in place so it doesn't fall right onto the ground and have a flame thrower pointing in a crazy direction. Oh, they even have notches to receive this part and keep it stable. Now, they make them smaller, and they definitely make them bigger. I thought I'd start out with this size and see if it meets my needs. If I need to go bigger, I think maybe Cousin Roy would be interested in owning this. So I would sell it to him, less than what I have into it. All right, well, let's get the styrofoam off the table. Now, I guess literally we are playing with fire here. So you have to be cautious. Not only you got literal fire, if you do get something in a molten state, it is dangerous. If I was to spill this in the wrong place, it would literally explode. If I was to maybe spill it onto the pavement here, because the amount of moisture in the pavement, it would be an instant reaction. It would go poof, and would send hot, molten whatever all over the place. So this is a lot like the what you use with your barbecue grill. In fact, this is going to connect up to a standard barbecue grill type propane tank. Now, this I bought this kit from Amazon. I believe it was like maybe $159, and there was a click coupon. Okay, click coupon, and then it was $25 less. So I'm happy with that. Let me show you. I'm gonna have to go get some kind of wrench to attach this to this hose. Oh, dag, because once you attach it to the hose, it's threaded on, and then it gets threaded into the other end. It'd been nice if they had a wing nut so you could just slide this in and and when you're done using it, you know, take this whole configuration away. But in this state, it's going to be semi-attached unless you wrench it off every time. Well, that's not, you know, out of line. It does have a typical gas connection there. But what's not typical is they actually have a rubber washer inside. I'm used to a flared fitting, just being a compression, you know, brass to brass. But all right, well, if it works, it works. I guess, you know, it'll save me, I guess that rubber washer will save you from having to crank down on it really hard, making it easier to disconnect when I'm not in use. That music across the street is a bit annoying. I'd get my own music going, but if you have music going in the background, you get flagged on YouTube. Even, you know, if it's too far forward in your video, you get charged with copyright, and they'll take your video down. All right, number 1. Connect a brass torch to the gas valve via the 5/8 thread. And that shows them turning wrenches there. Well, I'm going to buck the system. I'm actually going to attach this into the burner first. Because like I said, we want to be able to disconnect this when we're not in use. So, avoid gas leaks. Tighten the 19-bit wrench for the burner. Avoid gas leaking. Well, yeah, duh. That's something they supply you with the Teflon tape, but they don't show them using the Teflon tape anywhere. And then they don't give any do's and don'ts about the actual operating of this unit. So, there's a disclaimer on the back. Let's read this disclaimer. Make sure to allow a minimum of 1.5 feet clearance between the furnace and any surrounding combustible items or surfaces. This space should help dissipate the heat emitted by the furnace. Yeah, keep the furnace away from combustible and flammable material, as the furnace may cause them to ignite. Do not let kids join you. Okay, well, that's what constitutes a kid, you know. Under 12, under 16, use your own judgment, but some kids are more mature than others. We recommend that you keep the original carton and packaging material to reuse in the event the furnace must be returned for servicing. Well, there's not a whole lot of servicing. This is not an industrial grade smelting furnace. Okay, so I'm not running Edgar Thomson or US Steel here. You may need to replace coil wool insulating over time. Slight warping and discoloration of the furnace chambers will occur over due time to the high heat of the direct flame, but will not affect the functionality of your furnace. Make sure you leak test the hose connections with soapy water before every use. I said they're not giving any direct instructions about you know, putting the crucible in, putting the lid on. Does this go here? Or is this for this to sit on? I'm thinking it's for it to sit on. Because, again, when I say you've got to be careful about spilling it, also got to be careful about putting this on cold surfaces. Because the heat differences could cause maybe this to crack. All right, well, let me go get a wrench. All right, well, I got my wrenches. Aren't these kind of unique looking? Craftsman adjustable wrenches. If anybody owns a pair like this, you know, tell me what you think of them. I think I might have a third. I think these are a yard sale special. I wasn't in the market for adjustable wrenches, but they were Craftsman and the price was probably really good. But they do something like this. They open up a hair bigger than what you set it at when you... Alrighty then. I could run back and grab some other Teflon tape. I probably have about 4 rolls in my toolbox, but I'm just going to use what's here right now. When wrapping with Teflon tape, there's a right and wrong direction. So when you're tightening it into something, you don't want it to push the tail end off. So it looks like I'm going the wrong way. So if I go this way, whenever I cut it off, it won't be pushing that end, but rather dragging it through the threads. Okay, that's some for you. Now I put some on the other set of threads. They go into there. That means wrap it this way. See, this is a nozzle. There's a little, just one hole in it. And it's going in fairly easy, so that means add some more Teflon tape. It shouldn't go that easy. You know, gas is never going to leak at that thread. It's only here that you would have to worry about leakage, because once it's inside this brass tube, it's going to end up jetting out on the inside anyway. All right, well, I guess we'll just go ahead and put the two pieces together, because I guess when it comes to a breakdown, you can just pull this out and put this away assembled on the end of the hose already. I guess these wrenches are actually, make sure you have to put them on in the right direction, unlike the old standard, because these will open up if you go to tighten them or loosen them. You know, like this one, I gotta flip it around. There we go. Now I know they show a lot of these melting videos on YouTube. And I've seen a few over the years. And this was something I've been wanting to do probably for a year or two myself. And I know on the video on Amazon, I don't remember, the others may have been the same too. Some people light a piece of paper and drop it in. Well, I thought, well, why don't I just, oh, let's get that out of there. That would make a big stink. Piece of styrofoam. It wouldn't hurt it, but it would definitely be some black smoke, and it might just create a piece of carbon in there that we don't need. So we got tongs that came with this. I've probably had a lot of tongs over the years in this antique business, and I never kept them. And they weren't very valuable for resale, so they probably got scrapped. But looking back, I wish I still had some of those tongs. I can't say I'm very happy with these tongs. Yeah, that's not good. This is barely wrapping itself around the crucible. So I guess if you go like this, you can eventually pour your molten metal. But yeah, these tongs look like they were made by a 6th grader in shop class. Very crude. Very crude. I mean, or it looks like it was made by a blacksmith from 100 years ago. Nothing smooth. It's all wrinkly, no straight lines on them. Well, got to work with what I got right now. I'll definitely keep my eyes out for a better pair of tongs. Yard sales, flea markets. I'm sure I'll find some. All right, let's see what it says here. Durable silicon carbide graphic crucibles. Keep crucibles stored and ventilated, dry, avoid dampness, no dropping. Heat the crucible, temperature 500 degrees, hold it for 5 minutes. Then work the crucible to red heat, turn off the heat and leave the crucible to... What are we doing here? Are we tweaking the crucible for his first time out? Heat the crucible, yeah, heat the empty crucible to a temperature of 500 degrees. Well, I don't have a thermometer right now. Yeah. Okay. Their wife is telling me we got to Zoom something. Got to speak to our lawyer. I'll have my lawyer call your lawyer. All right, well, I'll pick this up after the Zoom call. So maybe by then the people will be done with that hollering across the street. It's not music. It's like... I'm surprised the neighbors over there put up with it. All right, let's take a break. All right, I'm back after a 1 hour Zoom meeting with the lawyer on the phone. So let's get back to this melting pot thing. What I'm going to do is go ahead and connect it up to this propane and just do a test fire. I'm not going to try and melt anything just yet. Maybe put the crucible in there, run it for 5 minutes or so. Get a feel for what's going on. Put the lid on it. It gave me an extra wing nut. So that's where we're at. I was looking over this crucible notes, and one of the notes is number 4. Somebody have to explain that one to me. Flame spray to the crucible base for heating, not the wall of the crucible. So are they talking about the interior of this? I thought it was already set up to basically spray at the base of the crucible. So slight breeze out here really shouldn't affect things that much. Let's go ahead and connect this unit up to the propane, the barbecue grill. Interesting thing, I just did a quick research. It's called, I think, a 20-pound tank, but it's supposed to only hold 15 pounds of propane is what they top it up with. You weigh it on the scale, it should weigh about 37 pounds if it's literally full. It doesn't mean it weighs. And I weighed it and I got 26.7. So there's a lot of propane in there. So let me go ahead and connect this up. All right, we are connected up. And unlike some things, when you actually turn this in instead of out, you hear the propane comes on. So I've got this torch here to light the propane in the furnace. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get my paperwork out of the way so it doesn't, for some reason, burn up. Put it back in the box over here. Piece of bubble wrap. Extra. Put the tools in one pile. All right, turn the propane on. I hear it. Strike this one up. Okay, we have ignition. Set this propane bottle down out of the way. Oh, all right, let's be a little more careful with it than that. Yeah, it's roaring all right. We're getting a little glow in there. So let me hook you up on the tripod. It's roaring. You can almost hear it from here.
What happened?
I said it's roaring.
What?
My melting pot. I said, look.
I am looking. I see through his red.
Yeah.
So why are you doing that?
Why?
Are you not melting nothing? You just
No, that's my first try just to see what I can see, you know.
Okay.
So now I'm getting ready. I made a video of, now I'll put it on the ground and actually do it. That was what? At least a good 10 minutes for it got that red hot. So I found the perfect mold. Make nice cone shape as a Christmas tree stand. Where the heck does things go to?